Here we go.
Let's Speak Geek.
You're listening to the Geek Speak Radio Show
On the Geek Speak Radio Show.
Why are you banging your head on the desk?
Because I'm saying no. I just put it up on our Facebook page, by the way. Oh, hi, everybody. Welcome to the Geek Speak Radio Show. It's Henry. That's Romo. Why am I out?
Why?
Why am I hitting my head on the desk? Because I had enough of the 3D, and guess what just came out? Again, it's up on our Facebook page.
What came out?
The poster for Star Wars Episode 1 in 3D.
It's every fan's worst nightmare.
Yeah, we talked about this last year on the show. All of them, all 6 movies actually are going to come. Not at the same time.
But in 3D.
Yeah.
Weak.
Depending on how Episode 1 does.
Which is not going to do very well, because obviously no one liked that one.
Right. Everybody said that about the Blu-rays. No, I hate the no and all that. Biggest selling Blu-ray ever.
Really?
So we'll see.
Huh.
So anyway, hi everybody. Welcome to the Geek Speak Radio Show, like I said. So this week we're going to do a little bit of Halloween stuff. Where are you going? Don't go anywhere. You guys know how Romo was with Halloween stuff. But we're going to start with something really, really fun, really exciting happening here in San Francisco this very weekend, as a matter of fact. Remember last year, speaking of Star Wars, we had the Star Wars Clone Wars Season 3, I think it was.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
I mean, we had at the Zeum. And
that was really cool.
Yeah, and you got to play with lightsabers, almost broke one.
Yeah.
All that stuff. Really fun museum,
especially for kids.
One. Yeah. It was called Zeum. I say was because they are undergoing a name change. You can kind of like Prince, you can call it the museum formerly known as Zeum. So let's tell you all about what's happening over there and talk to Audrey Yamamoto, who's the executive director of what's now being called the Children's Creativity Museum. Audrey, welcome to the Geek Speak Radio Show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
No problem. So before we get into all of that, tell us a brief history of the museum from when it was called Zeum to now.
Sure. Yeah, we opened our doors actually 13 years ago as Zeum, and we were a project of the San Francisco Redevelopment Agency. And it was after their efforts to undertake a comprehensive community planning process with educators, artists, and child advocates that they came up with a plan that was a $56 million development of an entire children's block. And we are a critical part of that block. There's also an Yerba Buena Ice Skating and Bowling Center, Yerba Buena Gardens Child Development Center, Moe's Grill, as well as outdoor play space and learning gardens for children. And, of course, the historic Charles Louf Carousel, which is right on the corridor of where we're located.
Yeah, that's the first thing everybody see when you drive by it. So if you wonder what's in there, that's what's in there.
Yeah, we are the yellow-shaped cone building right behind the carousel. And as of tomorrow morning, we'll have some beautiful new signage up that says Children's Creativity Carousel. Children's Creativity Museum that's on the rim of the carousel.
Yeah, why the name change?
It's all part of a larger strategic effort to generate transformational growth. We've always felt like we're one of San Francisco's best-kept secrets, and part of the challenge has been the name Zeum, which most people actually pronounce Zoom. So they're not getting that it's actually a takeoff of the word museum, that we're a different type of museum.
Right.
And so we worked with Bain, a consulting firm who did a great pro bono project for us to develop a strategic plan. And a huge strategy was to launch a new identity, a new name that was clear and descriptive and really gave a better sense of who we are and what we're all about to the parents and kids that we're trying to attract.
So besides the new name, the Children's Creativity Museum, besides the new name, what else will stay the same, and what will be different about the museum?
So we're keeping our core experiences. We want to maintain our core audience of 6 to 12-year-olds and the core experiences that are the favorites, such as our animator studio where kids can create their own animation. We have a music studio where they can produce their own music video, as well as a digital studio where they can experiment with digital art. Those things will stay the same. The newest centerpiece experience that we're launching on Saturday is our Imagination Lab. And that is really based on our educational approach that's centered on having kids be able to imagine, create, and share their ideas with the rest of the world. So that will be the new feature of the museum experience, as well as a vibrant new identity that was created in partnership and from the generosity of another in-kind partner, Landor and Associates, who developed the new name as well as a new identity of what we call our creativity critters. So those will be located throughout the museum, will become an integral part of who we are. They each have their favorite things that they like to do in each of our museum spaces, and we're hoping that they'll be great sort of ambassadors of our experience.
Okay, and again, we're talking to Audrey Yamamoto, the Executive Director of the Children's Creativity Museum, formerly known as ZM. You can find all the links up on geekspeakradioshow.com. I'll have a link to the website on there if you want to go there directly. It's creativity.org. Opening weekend, October 15th and 16th, and it's in everybody's budget. It's free the entire weekend, right, Audrey?
Yes, thanks to the generosity of Target, both admission and our carousel are free, both Saturday and Sunday. And on Sunday, we are actually one of 4 major museums in the area that are free. It's the Yerba Buena Family Day. So along with free admission to the Children's Creativity Museum, families can get into the San Francisco Museum of Modern Art, Contemporary Jewish Museum, and the Museum of African Diaspora. There'll also be outdoor performances going on all day as well.
Now, besides yourself, who makes up the staff at the museum?
Who makes up the staff? We have a relatively small but incredibly talented and passionate staff of about 20 full-time folks who come from a pretty diverse background. Lots of people who have who are artists, practicing artists, in addition to their full-time work here, as well as folks from the technology field, multimedia producers. So a really great team of folks that I get to work with every day.
And it is called the Children's Creativity Museum, but in case somebody's wondering, how young should you be to go to the museum?
The efforts that we're launching now are designed to expand our audience to include 3 to 5-year-olds, so as young as 3 years old. But we are also launching a new offering it's an early childhood workshop called Early Birdles that will be offered Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday from 10 to 11 a.m. And that's designed for kids that are 5 and under. And we often, we piloted that this past year, and we often get kids as young as 1 or 2 years old in that. So I don't know if there's really any age limits, but on either end, adults have a great time here as well.
So pretty much everybody's welcome.
Exactly.
Hey, Audrey, it's Romo. I just wanted to ask you, besides the opening event that you have this weekend, what can we expect for the future for the Children's Creativity Museum?
Yeah, that's a great question, because this really is the first step towards our transformational growth and our vision of really becoming a recognized top destination and community resource. So this is one of many steps and changes that families can see from us in the future. We'll continue to build on our offerings to expand to that younger audience of 3 to 5-year-olds. We have a larger plan of exhibit transformations that we're hoping that we can have come to fruition in the next few years as well.
Oh, cool.
It's just a matter of getting the right amount of support behind it. So anyone who's looking to get involved, either as a volunteer or a board member or supporter, we would welcome that as well. We're hopeful that this will be a great community building effort.
If they want to volunteer, they can do all that through the website, correct?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and again, it's creativity.org, or just go to geekspeakradioshow.com, and the links, it's all on there, easy for you. I'm assuming you have a Facebook and all of that also.
Yep, people can like us on Facebook. We're building up that fan base now. Or as you said, all of the information is also on our website at creativity.org.
Yeah, so just go on there. It's all easy in one place for you. So besides opening weekend, when like Romo said, once we do get into regular, what will be the regular operating hours?
During the school year, it will be 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Wednesday through Sunday. And then during the summer, we'll add an additional day and be open Tuesday through Sunday, 10 to 4.
And you mentioned a few of them, but what are some of the new programs that we can expect at the museum?
So in addition to the early Birdles workshops that are happening on the weekday mornings, we'll also have an Innovator of the Month that'll be featured twice a month in our new Innovation Lab. Those are usually folks that are from educational tech startup companies that are giving our visitors a first glimpse of the apps that they're about to launch. So our visitors get to weigh in on them and help shape them before they actually go live. And then we also have an Artist of the Month that will be featuring twice a month as well. So there'll be an artist workshop, and that's part of our new DIY studio where we invite local artists to come in and help develop curriculum as well as lead workshops with our visitors.
Now, we on the show, we used to go to the museum a lot and take our kids there. One of our favorites from the old Zeum was the green screen slide where you could be sliding down a cloud or wherever it was. But will that still be there, or is that?
That will still be there. That is definitely a favorite. So it'll be there. It'll be slightly updated with some new backgrounds, but and a new name called Move It. But that'll still be one of the first things you'll see when you walk into the Imagination Lab.
Okay, and the make your own movie studios will be there also.
Movie studio will still be there as well. You can still make your own clay animations, your own music videos, your own digital portraits, and then a whole new array of experiences for our younger audience in the Imagination Lab area.
Yeah, like I always say when we have the Zeum on, we take our kids there, but it's for us, the big kids too. We have fun there also.
Oh, good. Yeah, how old are your kids?
My kids are 8 and 4 now.
Oh, perfect. So they're definitely still within our target audience, the range of our target audience. So they should have a great time.
Yeah, and then I have Rome over here, the other.
Oh, I have no kids, though, just to clarify.
No, you are the kid.
Oh, thanks.
So again, the opening weekend is happening October 15th, 16th, and again, all weekend it's going to be free thanks to Target, you said it was, Audrey?
Thanks to Target, exactly. Free admission and free carousel rides thanks to the generosity of Target.
Yeah, and there's not free, but there is parking around there. I encourage everybody to take public transportation. That's what we're going to do. It's pretty easy to get
perfect.
there.
Yep.
Can you tell me a little bit more about the Creativity Critters? I also noticed that on the website. That's new also.
Yeah, the Creativity Critters were created in partnership with Landor Associates, one of the top-tier branding firms in the city. And you might have noticed, I don't know if you got to that page on our website, but there's actually a description of each of them. They each have their own name, like the big yellow furry guy is Zump, the little blue birds are Birdles, the little red guys with the 2 eyeballs are Ahas, the blue little dog is Blooper. A lot of them were named by our teen interns. And they all have their, as I mentioned, the favorite thing that they like to do. So you'll see them throughout the museum in the spaces that they enjoy the most. And hopefully they'll be a source of inspiration for kids as they're coming here to produce and share their stories and create media pieces.
Yeah, and again, if you want to see all those stories, you can go to geekspeakradioshow.com. On the link section, it's all there for you. So again, Audrey Yamamoto, Executive Director, the Children's Creativity Museum. Don't forget opening weekend, this weekend, October 15th and 16th. And then after that, you can go, what are the operating hours again, Audrey?
Wednesday through Sunday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
And after this weekend, it'll be starting open on regular hours, right?
Correct.
Okay, so you can go on there and check it out for yourself. So again, Audrey, thanks a lot. We'll probably see you this weekend and every other time that we go there also.
Yeah, great. I look forward to seeing you guys.
Okay, Audrey, thanks a lot.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No problem. Formerly known as the Zeum, now called the Children's Creativity Museum. It's going to take me a while to get used to it. I'm sure it is
It's a tongue twister, but it's fine. It's Children's Creativity Museum.
Yeah, like the old Zeum, the sign was there. As soon as we see, like Audrey mentioned, all the new signage, all the logos there, it'll get stuck in our heads.
Yeah.
So that's happening again this weekend, October 15th and 16th. Be there. We'll be there. Say hi. And everything is up on our Geek Speak Radio Show links section. It's all on there for you there, Facebook, everything else. So let's take a little break. I might try to scare you.
What are you going to try to
giving
do?
You a fair warning. You know what we're doing with the Winchester Mystery House, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're giving away tickets to Fright Nights.
Yes,
I got a few stories. I'm going to share them with you. You might want to get under the table there.
No, I'm fine.
Okay, well, we'll see. So we'll do that when we come back. Don't go anywhere.
The Geek Speak Radio Show. We'll be right back.
We seek her out, the one who stole our lives. We will have our revenge, and you will die.
This Halloween, the most haunted place in American history comes to light at Winchester Mystery House's all-new Fright Nights. Evening haunts begin September 30th. For more details or to buy tickets, visit WinchesterMysteryHouse.com or Winchester Mystery House box office.
This is the house that fear built.
So you think your house is scarier than the Winchester Mystery House, do you? Here's your chance to prove it. Go to facebook.com/ourhouseisscarier-than-yours and post your scary but true haunted house story. Do you hear weird noises in your house? Do you see shadows when no one's there? Something even more scarier than that? Post it on our wall and we'll pick the one we think is scarier than the Winchester Mystery House. If we pick your story, you'll get tickets to experience the Winchester Mystery House Fright Nights event, happening weekends through October 31st.
What are you doing here?
and enter the all-new Curse of Sarah Winchester maze.
Get out!
If you dare, we'll prove to you that our house is scarier than yours. Go to facebook.com/ourhouseisscarierthanyours and post your story. Only from the Winchester Mystery House and the Geek Speak Radio Show. Don't have a scary story? Or you just can't wait until Halloween weekend? Follow at Geek Speak Radio 1 and at Winchester House and tweet one of the following. Happy Halloween! I want to go to #WMH Fright Nights. Or, please give me 2 ticks, #Geek Speak Radio Show. That's all you've got to do. We'll pick 8 winners between now and October 28th. The winning followers will get 2 VIP passes to Winchester Mystery House Fright Nights, happening on select weekends now through October 31st. Remember, Happy Halloween. I want to go to #WMH Fright Nights. Or please give me 2 ticks, Geek Speak Radio Show. That's it. We'll see you at Fright Nights and Happy Halloween from the Winchester Mystery House and the Geek Speak Radio Show.
Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
This is the Geek Speak Radio Show.
This is the Geek Speak Radio Show. Hi, Romo.
What's going on, Romo?
You're Romo.
Oh, I am? No, Henry, what's up?
Nothing. Welcome back to the Geek Speak Radio Show. Played that music to calm you down a little.
It was good.
Because you were getting ready to go to the restroom, getting ready to climb under the desk there.
Now, why do you think I'm always scared? I'm not, man. I love horror films.
I don't think I said. I know.
Well, I think you don't know.
I know that you know that I know that I do know.
All right.
So it is a Geek Speak Radio Show. We're going to do a little bit of Halloween stuff right now. As a matter of fact, a really fun Halloween thing. So you can stay. It's fun. It's not really scary. Although we do want you guys to scare us. Is your house scarier than ours? Ours being, not our houses, the
house.
Winchester Mystery House in San Jose, California.
Yeah.
If it is, you guys know the legend of Sarah Winchester. They have something new this year called Fright Nights. We were there, when was it? 3 weeks ago now, actually.
Yeah.
Go to our YouTube page. It's all on there. Videos of Romo giggling through the whole thing. You can't really see anything. You can hear him
But
giggling.
your camera laughs, yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And they were kind enough to give us some tickets to share with you guys. But not just tickets, VIP
passes.
Yes. What that means is that you're a very important person.
Yeah.
Now, Winchester Mystery House Fright Nights is a couple of things. It's the flashlight tours, of course, which are only offered on either Friday the 13th or on Halloween night. This year, just for Fright Nights, they're being offered on Fright Nights weekends. Now, the VIP passes that we're going to give you, they don't include, again, they do not include the flashlight tour. However, they do give you free access to the Curse of Sarah Winchester maze.
I like how you said it.
Me too. And what's in there is, well, we're not going to tell you because otherwise you wouldn't be surprised. You wouldn't jump the way Romo did. Very good maze. You liked it even.
Yeah.
I liked it. It made me jump, and that should tell you everything. If it makes me jump, it's going to make you jump. Mm-hmm. And they, like I said, they were kind enough to give us some tickets, passes for that, VIP passes. What that includes is the maze. Now, this is just my suggestion. But having gone there already, and this is my first time, Romo and my first time actually going through the house, actually. And it was even better going there in flashlight. But I would suggest this. This is, again, just my suggestion. You don't have to do it this way. Take the flashlight tour first, then the maze.
Well, of course.
Only because as you're going through the flashlight tour, the tour guide tells you the story of Sarah Winchester. And as you go through the floors and the rooms, it slowly builds up to, you can almost imagine Sarah Winchester going crazy. You see the room where she did the seances.
Yeah. Did he get a cold spot in that room?
Not in that one, some other places. But you get the feel of the story.
Yeah.
So then you're ready to experience the story when you go through the Winchester maze.
That's true, because then it makes more sense.
Yeah. But it actually comes to terrifying life right in front of you.
Yeah, and it was a good maze too.
Yeah. So that's my suggestion, like I said. You don't have to do it that way. I mean,
but there is a line, so make sure to get there early.
And also make sure to get there before 6, because at 6:30 it only happens once. 6:30 to get the pre-show right in front of the mansion.
Oh, that's the stuff that we recorded.
Yeah, it's up on an exclusive look at it. It's up on our Geek Speak Video. What is it called?
YouTube page.
Yeah, Geek Speak Videos is what it's called. Just look for Geek Speak Video Show on YouTube. You'll find it. There's an exclusive look at the pre-show, which sets up the story going into the maze. So
yeah, because a lot of people were there in long lines, but they had no clue what the maze. They just expected to get scared, but didn't know really what it was all about.
Yeah,
especially
and you can see it on our YouTube page, but it's better when you experience it in person, especially if you can be right in front. That's all I'll say. So again, you guys want to go? 2 ways to win. 1, you have a Twitter.
Yeah, I have one.
I have a Twitter.
I think everyone has a Twitter. We all know that.
Well, good. Start following at GeekSpeakRadio1 at Winchester House and tweet either one of us or both this message. One of these 2 messages. First one is Happy Halloween. I want to go to hashtag WMH Fright Nights, or please give me 2 ticks, hashtag GeekSpeak Radio Show. You can tweet either one of those or both to either, if you're not following already, start following us, at Winchester House or at GeekSpeak Radio 1, and we will pick 2 passes to give to one winner. One, we'll pick you at random, a follower, the next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
This week, we're going to pick the first one.
All right. Are we ready?
Yes.
All right. Let's do it.
Okay. It's right here. Wrote it down so I wouldn't forget. Patrick from San Jose.
Oh, congratulations, Patrick.
Yes, he says he's actually been there before, but he has not been to Fright Nights.
Nice.
He sent me an email because you can't tweet all that stuff on the Twitter. But he sent me an email and he said, "I hope you guys saw the tweet." Obviously, we did because we just picked you.
Yeah.
There's the winner. Alarm bell thing. Nice sound effects there, Omo. But it's Patrick from San Jose. He will get 2 VIP passes. Now you'll get them this weekend, but these VIP passes are good only for Halloween Eve, which is Sunday, October 30th. That's Sunday, October 30th. So 2 VIP passes for Patrick and whoever he wants to take with him, because you don't want to go alone into this maze.
I wouldn't prefer
again,
Halloween weekend because that's when it's packed and you rather just get there early, enjoy your time there, and don't have to be rushed.
But that's also why I would say go on Halloween weekend, because you want to experience it.
Well, Halloween day or the night is actually the one time of the year when the portal is open to the other side.
Yes, because those demons in the maze, they may not all be actors. So, but again, Patrick from San Jose, you're the first Twitter winner. The other way to win, and this is the big one, 4 VIP passes. We're only going to award one person that one. That will be done on October 28th during our Halloween show, which will be heard on Halloween weekend. Duh. Yes. That's why it's called a Halloween show. But that one takes a little bit of work. It's fun, but it's a little bit of work on your part. We're not just going to give you 4 passes like that. And that is, you got to scare us, not just Romo. That's too easy. You got to scare all of us here on staff. There's producer Damien and some other people that we have on staff on here. So we have a new Facebook page. It's called Facebook/Our House is Scarier Than Yours. Go on there. There's a couple of postings on there. Give us your true scary haunted house story. We know you all have one. Whether it's a house you lived in or your uncle's house, grandma's house, grandpa's house. Could be a dorm room. I've had some of those. My first year in college, ugly old lady came out of nowhere. That was the dean. But there are some real stories about haunted college dorms. So send us one of those. We'll go through them. You guys can comment if you want on there. But we'll pick the one that we think is the scariest. And then we'll give you 4 VIP passes to check out the Curse of Sarah Winchester Maze, the Fright Nights tour. And then you can walk out of there saying, okay, the Winchester House is the scariest in the Bay Area, not mine.
Yeah.
So that's all you got to do. Again, Facebook.com, or tell you what, just to make it all easy for you, GeekSpeakRadioshow.com. It's all on our main page. It'll take you right to it. Post on there. Don't send me emails. I got 2 of those when we started this contest, and I mentioned on the Facebook page, I'm only going to take these 2 because there was a little bit of confusion. So I'll only take these 2, and because of that, I'm going to share it with you guys right now. I don't want to do all the typing, so I'll read it to you. Here. Where are they? Over
right
here.
There, yeah.
Here's one. You ready?
I'm ready.
Here's where it gets scary. This one is by Mr. Code 6 in San Jose. I'll start off by saying this is the first time entering anything like this. I am a healthy and sane 30-year-old person with a respectable job and nice family. I, as many of you, have encountered strange sightings as a youth, but I've always eliminated those memories as real. I was a youth, and what do kids know? What I'm about to tell you happened 4 hours before I submitted this story. I Googled ghost stories and came across your website, so here you go. I guess I figured might as well get something for my fright. It was approximately 4 a.m. My wife and I were in bed sleeping. My bedroom has a dresser with mirror on my wife's side of the bed. The mirror is about 10 feet away from me. My room prior to this encounter was pitch black. We have nice shutters that block off the light. I'd just woken up from some cheesy dream and noticed an orange glow in my room. I immediately looked towards the mirror and saw approximately 5 men standing on the other side of the mirror. You would think that if I saw them in the mirror, that would mean that they were actually right next to me. That was not the case. It seemed that the mirror was more of a window and they were standing on the other side of it. I felt like they were in some other cramped up room that had an orange light of some sort. The men all looked different. The ones that stood out to me were a bald 40-year-old stocky Asian guy and a 40-year-old Caucasian male in a 1920 suit and a fedora. Since I woke up rather discreetly, I noticed that their attention was not towards me, but towards my wife. The Asian guy and the 1920s guy were next to each other, and the other 3 guys were behind them. One of the guys in the back actually pointed at my wife. I wasn't scared because they didn't seem scary. They seemed rather happy. I knew they weren't actual live people, so I continued to stare. The 1920s guy finally saw that I was looking at him and pulled a chain or a rope of some kind that was hanging next to him, and they just disappeared. The room went back to being my room, and the mirror was a mirror again. I finally slept after an hour and immediately woke up to write this story. And again, that was by Mr. Code 6 in San Jose.
Now, are mirrors normally known to be portals to the other side?
Yes. Which kind of answers the question I had when I first read the story, which is, was he dreaming or was he really awake?
Huh.
But yes, mirrors are known to be portals, so don't do a lot of mirror play. Again, going back to Paranormal Activity 3 that you mentioned.
Yeah,
it's in the teaser.
Bloody, what is it, Bloody Mary?
Yes. Okay, that once is enough. Don't say it 2 more times. It's kind of dark in the studio right now. Now, there's the second one. This one comes from Ghost Fanatic 2011 from SC. I'm assuming that's Santa Clara. Can't be South Carolina. If it is, sorry, you can't win. My brother, who is now 27, had just moved into his new house. He moved out for an unrelated reason, but admitted that he was experiencing unexplainable things. After he admitted that, we got to talking about our experiences. He told me about what he experienced when he was little. We lived in separate houses, so I never experienced any of this. In fact, I never even knew about this before he told me. He said that when he was little, about 5 or 8 years old, he saw a big, tall shadow man. His eyes were big and black, and he had a bone-like face that was in the shape of a square. When he saw this bone-faced shadow man, he quickly rolled over, facing his back towards it, and shut his eyes. He felt like his whole body was lifting up in the air. He didn't open his eyes until he felt like he was back on his bed. He then opened his eyes, and nothing was there. On another occasion, when he saw the shadow bone man, he heard someone walking down the hall. He thought it was Mom going to check up on him, but he saw the shadow man again. But this time, he didn't feel like he was being lifted up. He was so scared that he slept with his covers covered from his feet up to his neck and with a baseball bat and nunchucks. He felt that if he was covered from head to toe, whatever it was wouldn't bother him. One night, he didn't have the bat or the nunchucks. His feet were uncovered. He wasn't sure if it was due to him tossing and turning or if something had uncovered him. He woke up to a lot of little shadow people surrounding him. They were about a couple feet tall. They tied a rope around his neck and pulled him out of the bed and through the house. The front door was open and he couldn't scream or anything. He was grabbing onto anything and everything, trying to stop these little evil people. He saw the rope already leading out the door. He found a pair of scissors and cut the rope. He ran into Mom's room and fell asleep in her bed. When he woke up the next morning, he had an imprint of a rope around his neck. Mom had asked him how he got the rope imprint around his neck. He told her, but she never believed him. He also said that he seen doors open on their own and his cat was hissing and meowing, and when he went to go see what she was hissing at, her hind legs were up in the air while her front legs were on the floor. She was looking back at nothing and was hissing. Like I said, you right over there?
Yeah, I'm just a little scared.
Like I said, this all happened when our parents turned the den into a living room, and then when they moved into the bigger spare room, all of it quit. As he grew up, he experienced doors and such openings and closing, but that was about it. I've been trying to look up information about these little evil people. The only thing I came up with is a fairy type being, which is said to kidnap people and breed with their own kind, kind of like aliens. I thought these fairy tales were just that, tales. I guess not. I've heard a lot of stories about fairies and gnome type beings over in Ireland, but I live in the USA. And again, that's from Ghost Fanatic 2011 in Santa Clara.
Have you heard of the gnome people in Ireland? The little people?
Yes.
Well, I mean,
they're called hobbits, aren't they?
No.
Oh, no, that's New Zealand.
No, I'm not talking about elves, but or anything like that, but more like, stuff like that. Gnomes.
Yeah, I have actually. Gnomes and leprechauns. That was back in March. This is October.
It's bad.
No, it's true. No, but I have heard about shadow people. She mentions the little shadow people.
Yeah, I
have seen those. I've seen shadow animals even.
Really?
And you don't really see them. It's like kind of like what she said in the email. You see them out of the corner of your eye. You don't see them dead on. It's like, oh hey, look, a shadow. You think there was something. It's kind of like what I was telling you. I saw you. I wasn't trying to scare you. I was being dead serious. No pun intended. I was being dead serious when I say I saw those kind of things at the Winchester house when you and I were going to the flashlight tour. One was right behind you. It wasn't trying to get you or anything. When I turned to look at you, because you were hanging back, I turned to look at you and I swear
you saw something move, right?
No, I saw a shadow like dart into one of the rooms. Don't you remember I shined the light on you?
Yeah.
And you said, "Were you trying to blind me?" That's why I did that. I just didn't tell you the reason why.
Wow.
Yeah, but I've seen shadow people.
It wasn't
obviously.
Sarah Winchester?
No. Well, they don't. I mean, they. Dr. Jeff Dwyer, we had him on. He said he's speaking of Dr. Jeff Dwyer. Let me do a little plug for him. Since he's a friend of the show, he's gonna be on Ghost Adventures on the Travel Channel this weekend. It's on Friday. You guys can set your DVRs because I know that
Fringe is on that day.
Yeah, there's a little hint right there. But set your DVRs because I do know that they replay the new episode over the weekend.
Yeah.
So you can watch it on your DVR or watch it again during a replay. But it's the Ghost Adventures guys, and Dr. Jeff Dwyer makes a guest appearance because it's at the Winchester Mystery House. Speaking of,
wow.
So again, that's this weekend on Travel Channel. Check your listings, and like I said, set your DVR. Especially if you want to watch it on Friday when it first runs. Watch that. Actually, you can because I think here on the West Coast it's on at 6 o'clock, so it gives you plenty of time to get ready for Fringe Friday later on. So, what were we talking about? Oh, shadow people.
Yeah,
I have seen shadow people. I've known about them. This thing I like it. Kind of creepy. I got to be honest with these two. Are in the running right now.
Nice. So everyone that's listening, make sure you send us a really, really good, story that we can really get scared by.
Yeah, if you're thinking right now, hey, that's not that scary, mine's better, prove it. Post it. Facebook.com/Our House is Scarier Than Yours. Or make it easy for you, GeekSpeakRadioShow.com on the main page. It'll take you to all of that. Or if you can't wait for that or you don't have a story, Twitter. Everybody has one of those. Tweet 2 things. Happy Halloween. I want to go to #WMH Fright Nights, or please give me 2 ticks. #Geek Speak Radio Show. Start following if you're not already at Winchester House and at Geek Speak Radio 1. That's the number 1. Scared? Good.
Getting there.
Let's do something that's not so scary. The reason why we call this the Geek Speak Radio Show. Stay right there. You'll find out what it is.
The Geek Speak Radio Show will be right back.
We seek her out, the one who stole our lives. We will have our revenge, and you will die.
This Halloween, the most haunted place in American history comes to life at Winchester Mystery House's all-new Fright Nights. Evening haunts begin September 30th. For more details or to buy tickets, visit WinchesterMysteryHouse.com or Winchester Mystery House box office.
This is the house that fear built.
So you think your house is scarier than the Winchester Mystery House, do you? Here's your chance to prove it. Go to Facebook.com/Our House is Scarier Than Yours and post your scary but true haunted house story. Do you hear weird noises in your house? Do you see shadows when no one's there? Something even more scarier than that? Post it on our wall and we'll pick the one we think is scarier than the Winchester Mystery House. If we pick your story, you'll get tickets to experience the Winchester Mystery House Fright Nights events, happening weekends through October 31st.
What are you doing here?
And enter the all-new Curse of Sarah Winchester maze.
Get out!
If you dare, we'll prove to you that our house is scarier than yours. Go to facebook.com/Our House is Scarier Than Yours and post your story. Only from the Winchester Mystery House and the Geek Speak Radio Show. Don't have a scary story? Or you just can't wait until Halloween weekend? Follow at Geek Speak Radio 1 and at Winchester House and tweet one of the following. Happy Halloween! I want to go to #WMH Fright Nights. Or, please give me 2 ticks, #Geek Speak Radio Show. That's all you've got to do. We'll pick 8 winners between now and October 28th. The winning followers will get 2 VIP passes to Winchester Mystery House Fright Nights, happening on select weekends now through October 31st. Remember, Happy Halloween. I want to go to #WMH Fright Nights. Or please give me 2 ticks, #Geek Speak Radio Show. That's it. We'll see you at Fright Nights and Happy Halloween from the Winchester Mystery House and the Geek Speak Radio Show. This is the show where you hear everything geek culture.
Rules. We don't think so.
This is the Geek Speak Radio Show. It is the Geek Speak Radio Show. Welcome back to it. You still scared?
No, I'm good.
Okay,
you know
good.
what? You want to know what I just realized? I haven't heard you do a Terra Nova review at all.
I'm glad you asked that, actually.
Yeah. Well, actually, all of us here in the...
Yeah, I did promise you guys on the Twitter and on the Twitter and also on the Facebook, look out for the Terra Nova review. I didn't do it only not because I didn't like the show, but because I just didn't have time, quite honestly.
Yeah.
But how about I do it right now?
Let's do it.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm not gonna ask you what you thought of it. We're just gonna go like this. I liked it. Again, still hasn't lost me. I still the dinosaurs are still cartoony.
I think they're fine. I liked it.
You don't have a problem. You don't think the cartoon the dinosaurs don't look realistic?
Well, if you're going to compare it to what?
The obvious.
Spielberg's Jurassic Park, of course they're not going to look realistic, but it's for a TV show.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's the thing. It's a TV show. However, this TV show has been touted as the most expensive ever.
Ooh.
I guess it's the salaries on the actors because it's not going into the special effects.
Yeah. All right. Now I see your point. I didn't know that part. So, but what is do we know Spielberg's opinion on this? Like why? You know, because I know there's a lot of...
he loves it. He's not going to say he hates it.
Well, I hear there's a lot of complaints about the dinosaurs not looking realistic enough.
Yeah.
I mean, it is 2011, so it's not 1990 whatever in the 90s when that movie came out.
It's on Fox. It's not on Sci-Fi. You know, the Sci-Fi. I don't know if you've seen them. Sci-Fi on the weekends has their I guess filmed in my.
What are they on? Tremors 27 right now?
I don't know, but it just looks like something was a dinosaur or monster, whatever it was, just photoshopped in there, and the actors are just reacting to nothing,
acting to a green screen. Yeah,
this is what Terra Nova looks like when the dinos are on screen. So it again, the characters, everything. I like him. I care about the characters. That's what's important.
Which one do you like?
All of them.
There's one that really gets on my nerves.
Yeah, the Tyler. The one that everybody says is like Tyler from V, the kid.
The kid, yeah.
He is not annoying, not even a little bit.
Well, I think he is.
I find him realistic, like I said in the pilot.
Why does he have to go against... speaking of the pilot, that's the part why I didn't like him that much. Why does he have to be the rebel? Why does he have to rebel of...
Where's your dad again?
Well, why does he have daddy issues?
No, I'm asking you. Where's your dad again?
He's here.
Where? I'm not your dad. Don't look at me when you say that.
No, but why? What are you trying to say? Like, is it daddy issues or?
I said that in the initial review for the pilot. Is anyone that has had a parent walk away from your life and then later on try to force themselves into it, you do kind of resent it.
But he
a
was
little.
gone for only 2 years.
That's enough.
All right. Well.
See, and then again, the kid when it's a house full of women. 3 girls, and he was the man of the house, which is what happens when your parent dies or disappears.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, here's dad again, and he's going to be in charge. He knows nothing about what is it? Josh? I was going to call him Tyler again. Nothing about the son, and then he tries to come in, and try to dad him.
Yeah, pretend that everything's okay.
And everybody, is happy because dad's back, but except for him, because like, hey, where were you this whole time? Plus, add to that the fact that, like, the girl who may turn out to be his girlfriend later on in the series, like, she says, yeah, you guys are nothing alike, even though she proves it that they do act exactly alike. So that's why it's realistic to me.
To me, I find that this has a lot of similarities to Avatar, just because of the same actor, and that is
Stephen Lang.
Yeah, and we actually had a chance to see him at WonderCon when they premiered this. But still, I kind of feel that his role is the same as what was played in Avatar, and I'm just kind of like,
see, really, I don't see that.
I do.
How?
It's just his he's really suspicious.
I say that because in Avatar, he was. It's kind of like Captain Ahab. We had to have Pandora at no cost. No matter what, we had to chop down the trees, kill the trees, burn the trees.
Yeah, no matter what. Do what we got to do.
Here, it's the opposite. I mean, you can kind of say that the way he protects Terra Nova.
But he has a secret that no one knows that he's trying to do for his personal gain. Like,
well, we don't know that yet.
All right, so I'm assuming into the future with all this mysterious writing.
Yeah, he knows about it, but he doesn't want anybody else to know about it. Now, we don't know if it's because that can spell doom for Terra Nova or because he's hiding something. See, that's part of the mystery that draws you back, or is supposed to draw you back. However, having said that, I also have to say about Terra Nova that the past 2 episodes haven't answered or moved or done anything for the story. It's just these last 2 they could be seen as standalone episodes, and it's not till the very, very end. Kind of they leave you on a cliffhanger that the Sixers now they find a way to there's a way to bring somebody back from the future to Terra Nova.
Now I'm thinking that the Sixers found a way with the mysterious. I don't know if it was writing or some patterns. I think that's the key right there. That could probably bridge.
There's not too many things, and it's not losing me. Like I said, I'm not comparing this to Jurassic Park. You know what I'm comparing it to?
What?
Something else was Steven Spielberg's name. It was earlier this year. It's called Falling Skies on TNT.
I see. Yeah, I've seen some of it.
That one was good. However, it was just too slow.
It is slow.
And they went the whole season. Obviously, this one, by the way, in case you guys didn't know, it's going to be complete 13 episodes. December 19th. Is going to be the season 2-hour season finale. Is going to end the way it began with a 2-hour season finale, and the question is whether it's going to come back for a second season or not. So far, the ratings were excellent for the pilot. They've been okay for the last few episodes.
Yeah,
but it will get the full 13 episodes will air. December 19th again is the final 2-hour season finale. But again, ratings mean everything to this show. Which, let me divulge a little bit and get on a tangent sort of here. You and I were talking over the break about you were talking about how you watch stuff on Hulu, you watch stuff online, and you don't really watch things live, except for Fringe.
Yeah.
If you don't, get off my show.
No, I watch Fringe live.
Yeah, there's no point in telling people to watch Fringe live when you yourself don't watch it live.
Yeah.
But when you DVR something, I don't think not too many people know this fact. When you DVR something, it still counts in the ratings, in the Nielsen ratings. It still counts as long as you watch it by 3 a.m. local time. So if you watch it by 3 a.m. West Coast time, it still counts as a Nielsen rating. However, what a lot of people do is like for Fringe, what happened a couple weekends ago.
They'll watch like 2 days later.
Yeah, they'll watch on Saturday or Sunday or even some. Like the Friday right before it starts, just to catch up,
which doesn't count in the ratings.
No, and that is what's throwing all this stuff off. Because those of you who don't know, and that's not too many of you, because this audience is smart. I know that. I'm not saying that. I know that. I met many of you. When the audience measurements, that doesn't tell you that the show is the best in the world. All that means is how much can I charge advertisers for advertising on Fringe, on Terra Nova, on all these shows. So when a show is number 1, it doesn't mean it's the best show out there. We know that.
There are more viewers, and that means that there's also more revenue coming in.
Yeah, like on a day when Dancing with the Stars is number 1, that should tell you that doesn't mean it's the best show.
No.
It just means that Dancing with the Stars can charge 100 times more for a commercial than, I don't know, some show that nobody watches.
On the Sci-Fi Channel. Not just
Glee.
joking.
So that's all it means. The problem with that is advertisers know that, and I know, speaking to them for this show, advertisers know that that's where you guys go. You don't watch it live, you watch it on Hulu, on Netflix.
On demand or even on the website, yeah.
Yeah, you do all that stuff. So that's where they take their advertising monies. Now, if you guys watch this thing live, Fringe, Terra Nova, whatever the show is, if you watch them live, you can say, well, that obviously didn't work for them, but you can say, the networks can say, look, we have 2 million people watching, but only 100,000 downloading the thing. And so advertisers will say, well, yeah, let's spend it on the live show. But since you have 2 million people downloading and only about 100,000 watching live, guess where they go?
They're going to go to the web, but also means it's going to be a lot cheaper for them to pay the amount of money of advertising they want to do for the web.
And ultimately, you know what else it means?
What?
Oh, it's canceled.
Thank you. Yeah, and that's one thing that it's kind of it's scary to see this because we're so used to growing up to having to watch it at a specific time.
Yeah, I mean, we had VCRs.
There were some reruns, but you would have to wait for the summer to watch it.
No, what I'm saying, we had VCRs, but most everybody's VCR was flashing 12. Nobody knew how to set it to record. But now DVRs, just point the thing, boom, it's there. You don't have to do much. So it's a lot easier to record things and go have a social life.
You know what? That's one thing I miss about watching stuff live is looking forward to the summer to watch the reruns.
Yeah.
I mean, that was kind of cool. I mean, growing up, watching all your stuff that you couldn't wait to watch.
Yeah, that's many shows do that. The only one that does is, again, another one of our favorites, Modern Family. They replayed them.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, a whole hour. They replayed that, The Middle, another show that I like.
Yeah.
So they replayed those during the summer, so it was okay. And then when it came back, the audience was there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's why I'm saying watch Fringe live, because it is getting very good.
Or even Terra Nova.
Yeah. And Terra Nova, like I said, again, going back to Terra Nova, it hasn't lost me. I mean, again, cartoonish dinos aside, the story hasn't lost me. It's not getting too convoluted, not too many questions, not too many of those things.
You know what made Jurassic Park was the fact that there was dinosaurs. Yeah. So what makes Terra Nova is the dinosaurs. If they show more dinosaurs or even improve on the graphics or the effects, people are going to want to gravitate towards it and watch it again. I mean, me personally, I like it, but I mean, it has a lot of depth between storylines as far as the time they were living in before to now. I mean, it's kind of futuristic meets prehistoric.
Yes, I guess. Okay. Yeah, I'll take it. So that's our sort of review of Terra Nova. Again, I liked it. That hasn't lost me yet. We'll see what happens next week. Before we take this break and go on to the other features that we have, how about some of the other shows that have been on TV, genre shows specifically, not like Modern Family? I mean, it's Modern Family, I'll just say right now, has been pitch perfect since it came back. This week's was okay. Last week's, it still had the best line so far of the season.
What was it?
From Phil, of course. It was when he was talking about The Blind Side, the movie The Blind Side, and he said he was telling I think it was DeClaire to somebody, the kids were all standing there, and he said, she's the blind side. That's the movie about the black kid who played tight end in the movie. And Alex, one of the kids, says, "Dad, offensive line." And he pauses and says, "Oh, the African American who played tight end." And then it goes to commercial. Yeah. That one literally left me laughing through the entire commercial break. So that's still, to me, the best line so far of the season. But again, pitch perfect, Modern Family.
It took a lot of Emmys too.
Yeah, The Middle, it's okay.
Yeah.
Out of all the new shows, Terra Nova is the big sci-fi one. Like I said, it's the most expensive, and you see it except in the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
I'm liking it so far. American Horror Story on FX. Have you watched that one?
No, but I want to watch it.
I have seen it. Very gory, not for kids. Not just because of the scary parts. You guys know what I'm talking about.
What about JJ's new show?
Person of Interest. Loving it.
All right. I haven't seen it yet.
Another JJ hit. Everything that Undercovers should have been, this is what it is.
Good.
Plus it has Michael Emerson. How can you go wrong?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about Undercovers.
Yeah. And it's got the names JJ Abrams and Nolan. Not Christopher. Jonathan Nolan. So how can you go wrong with this thing?
That's true.
And Fringe, so far, loving it. And yes, the return here is Peter Bishop.
Can't wait for tomorrow.
Yeah. So... Yeah, so far I like him. What else? It feels like we're missing something. Fallen Skies is gone.
There's a lot of shows that went off the air.
Alcatraz hasn't come out yet. It's coming soon.
Off. Castle. Do you ever watch Castle? I like it.
No, I mean, a lot of people tell me just because Nathan Fillion is in it that you got to watch it, but it doesn't really
He's
do
cool
anything
in my
for
book.
me.
He's cool in my book.
It's cool in anybody's book, but it just I don't know. It just doesn't get me.
Yeah.
In this one, and I like all the stuff he's in. I really do.
Yeah.
But this one just for some reason just doesn't do it for me.
He is like the geek god though. Of our,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what I mean. I like him and everything.
He was
but
in
it's just
Super.
This one doesn't do anything for me.
yeah.
So there you go. That's TV. You guys can send some comments. We'll see what you think so far of Terra Nova, Fringe, anything, and we'll incorporate those into next week's show. So let's take a break. When we come back, we'll do some of the features. We'll do a new Geek Speak Radio Show book club selection. It's going to be mine this week.
Oh, good.
Again, because I can do that.
Can't wait.
Yeah. So sit right there. We'll be right back, and I'll give you more book club, more comic books, and just stay there.
The Geek Speak Radio Show. We'll be right back.
We seek her out, the one who stole our lives. We will have our revenge, and you will die.
This Halloween, the most haunted place in American history comes to light at Winchester Mystery House's all-new Fright Nights. Evening haunts begin September 30th. For more details or to buy tickets, visit winchestermysteryhouse.com or Winchester Mystery House box office.
This is the house that fear built.
So you think your house is scarier than the Winchester Mystery House, do you? Here's your chance to prove it. Go to facebook.com/Our House is Scarier Than Yours and post your scary but true haunted house story. Do you hear weird noises in your house? Do you see shadows when no one's there? Something even more scarier than that? Post it on our wall and we'll pick the one we think is scarier than the Winchester Mystery House. If we pick your story, you'll get tickets to experience the Winchester Mystery House Fright Nights events, happening weekends through October 31st.
What are you doing here?
And enter the all-new Curse of Sarah Winchester maze.
Get out!
If you dare, we'll prove to you that our house is scarier than yours. Go to facebook.com/Our House is Scarier Than Yours and post your story. Only from the Winchester Mystery House and the Geek Speak Radio Show. Don't have a scary story? Or you just can't wait until Halloween weekend? Follow at Geek Speak Radio 1 and at Winchester House and tweet one of the following. Happy Halloween! I want to go to #WMH Fright Nights. Or, please give me 2 ticks, #Geek Speak Radio Show. That's all you've got to do. We'll pick 8 winners between now and October 28th. The winning followers will get 2 VIP passes to Winchester Mystery House Fright Nights, happening on select weekends now through October 31st. Remember, Happy Halloween. I want to go to #WMH Fright Nights. Or please give me 2 ticks, #Geek Speak Radio Show. That's it. We'll see you at Fright Nights and Happy Halloween from the Winchester Mystery House and the Geek Speak Radio Show. Comics Commentary with David Lee on the Geek Speak Radio Show.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Comics Commentary with me, David Lee. Last week I talked about the New 52, gave my opinions, kind of a mini little review filled with my own snark and sarcasm, and what I thought about it. As you all know, I had ended it with the fact that I'm actually a grudging reader. Well, this week let's talk about something that I'm not a fan of. Marvel's insistence on doing constant back-to-back-to-back-to-back events. That's right. You know what I'm talking about. It started off with, say, Avengers Disassembled, in which Wanda Maximoff kind of went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and went, no more mutants, and created House of M. House of M jumped right over to, I believe it was Secret Invasion. Secret Invasion jumped to Dark Reign. Dark Reign jumped over to the X-Men Second Coming that was running pair along with Siege. It was just terrible. Here's my problem. Marvel's running too many back-to-back events, one after the other, and I feel that they're doing this to try to compete with DC. DC Comics had the whole Infinite Crisis countdown 52 1 year later, may not have been in that order, and they were amazing. The way they did it was inventive. They didn't really have to push it. Marvel had to immediately counter. Problem is, they shoved it down our throats. Avengers Disassembled was okay. You know, it obviously showed the Avengers disassembling and everything kind of going crazy, but then you had the House of M. House of M, in my opinion, was a giant step backwards. All of a sudden, Wanda Maximoff goes crazy for the I don't know how many time, and no more mutants. Okay, that would have been fine. But then Marvel turned around and undid what they started. You had the 198, and at first it looked like, oh wow, this is going to stick. This is going to be great. 198 mutants, that's it. And then not even a month later, they were already going, oh, we're going to undo everything. Bobby Drake got his powers back when he was originally one of the 198. What? Why? What was the point of that? And just when you thought it was okay, you know, they were going to settle down, hi, we're going to do another crossover event that you're going to have to spend all kinds of extra money on, even though you already did it in House of M. Secret Invasion. Ugh, what a nightmare. Suddenly they're telling you that any of your favorite characters might have been Skrulls. It was revealed that Elektra, which was one of the characters that was killed in, I believe, the 80s, was suddenly brought back she was brought back because the one that died was a Skrull. What? What's going on here? Why? Secret Invasion ran on. They introduced Norman Osborn coming into Dark Reign as the new director of Hammer from S.H.I.E.L.D. We didn't even get a chance to breathe. What started out as okay, maybe a decent follow-up to House of M with Secret Invasion suddenly turned into another train wreck of events with Dark Reign as suddenly the bad guys took over instead. Okay, we're here. We're putting the heroes on notice. What? And then just when you thought that was okay, just before that, because I completely forgot to mention this one, that should tell you how much I wiped it out of my brain. Civil freaking War, folks. That's right. You thought I forgot? I hoped I'd forgotten. Civil War. Ugh, what a giant mess. Civil War ticked me off for a lot of reasons. One, not only were they shoving it in our face right in the midst of all this roller coaster train wreck of events in the Marvel Universe, they suddenly had heroes fighting each other, one side of the fence or another. I think I saw this before. Oh yeah, Mutant Registration Act, folks. Didn't we see this in the 90s? Oh, no, Dave, it's different. It can't be the same. Yes, it's the same. Mutants, superheroes, same thing, folks. Registering, hey, we've seen this before. And, oh, hey, we get to see it again. And this time it's edgy because it's Captain America and Iron Man. And then you've got Spider-Man getting his identity revealed to the world. What a crock. Get out of here with that. And then after that, as I said, we had Dark Reign, where Norman Osborn came in, shoved his nose into the collective keisters of everybody, and Marvel decided to toss him down our throat. Up next, the X-Men Second Coming arc, where they introduced the one mutant that was born right after M-Day, Hope Summers. The less I say about that, the better. I like Hope Summers, but I'm tired of it. I really am. I'm tired of the X-Men crossovers, Marvel crossovers as well. Then you had, what was the next one? Schism is the current one they're doing, along with Fear itself. Why? What's the point? Seriously, Marvel. If you guys are listening, and I'm really hoping you are, please, listen to me. Listen to what a loyal reader is saying. Stop with the events. Stop with the crossovers. Stop with the useless trying to bring everything in together to get a quick extra buck. Write quality stories with quality characters, and you'll find that you don't need these BS events. You really don't. Look at DC. They're not really running that many events. Why are you guys? Until next time, this is David Lee with Comics Commentary. See y'all on the funny pages.
The Geek Speak Radio Show will be right back.
We seek her out, the one who stole our lives. We will have our revenge, and you will die.
This Halloween, the most haunted place in American history comes to light at Winchester Mystery House's all-new Fright Nights. Evening haunts begin September 30th. For more details or to buy tickets, visit winchestermysteryhouse.com or Winchester Mystery House box office.
This is the house that fear built.
So you think your house is scarier than the Winchester Mystery House, do you? Here's your chance to prove it. Go to facebook.com/ourhouseisscarier-than-yours and post your scary but true haunted house story. Do you hear weird noises in your house? Do you see shadows when no one's there? Something even more scarier than that? Post it on our wall and we'll pick the one we think is scarier than the Winchester Mystery House. If we pick your story, you'll get tickets to experience the Winchester Mystery House Fright Nights events, happening weekends through October 31st.
What are you doing here?
And enter the all-new Curse of Sarah Winchester maze.
Get out!
If you dare, we'll prove to you that our house is scarier than yours. Go to facebook.com/ourhouseisscarier-than-yours and post your story. Only from the Winchester Mystery House and the Geek Speak Radio Show. Don't have a scary story? Or you just can't wait until Halloween weekend? Follow at Geek Speak Radio 1 and at Winchester House and tweet one of the following. Happy Halloween! I want to go to #WMH Fright Nights. Or, please give me 2 ticks, #Geek Speak Radio Show. That's all you've got to do. We'll pick 8 winners between now and October 28th. The winning followers will get 2 VIP passes to Winchester Mystery House Fright Nights, happening on select weekends now through October 31st. Remember, Happy Halloween. I want to go to #WMH Fright Nights. Or please give me 2 ticks, #Geek Speak Radio Show. That's it. We'll see you at Fright Nights and Happy Halloween from the Winchester Mystery House and the Geek Speak Radio Show.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, for our next attraction.
Back to the Geek Speak Radio Show. Now back to the Geek Speak Radio Show.
Oh, hey, that's us. Welcome back to the Geek Speak Radio Show. How you doing, Romo?
I'm doing good.
Good. Why are you shaking over there?
I'm not.
Bathroom?
No, I'm cool. I can hold it.
Okay, well, hold on to this because it is time for the Geek Speak Radio Show book club. Why do you have your hand raised? We're not in school.
No, I have a book, but I'm gonna tell you next week because I picked one.
An actual book or a comic book?
A graphic novel.
You can't do graphic novels.
All right, a book then.
Okay, fine. Well, the book that I picked, actually, we talked about this last year. It's from Nicholas Meyer, name that you all know, especially you Star Trek fans. Memories of Star Trek and a Life in Hollywood. The View from the Bridge. His memoirs. Like I started reading them again just because I like doing that kind of stuff. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to pick this again in case people didn't hear the show last year. And if you didn't, it's up on our YouTube page on Geek Speak Videos. It's all on there. You can hear him. Especially the very end. He has some very interesting comments about today's movies. Not Star Trek movies, but today's movies. Especially about 3D.
Yeah.
Going back to how
I
we
bet
started
you
the
he'd
show.
be upset about
Yes.
hearing Star Wars in 3D.
The Phantom Menace in 3D. Yeah, and I'm glad they've never released any of the Star Treks in 3D.
Shh, don't say that.
JJ,
you know
no.
someone's going to be hearing that and they're obviously going to be like, oh, that's one movie we forgot.
Star Trek in the hands that it's in now. JJ, Damon, Orsi, and
They won't let it happen,
Kurtzman.
huh?
They don't care about this stuff.
What about Indiana Jones? Maybe.
No. Well, that's not in their hands, but that's in Steven. And Steven, unfortunately, is a big believer in 3D.
Yeah.
He's the one that actually pushed Michael Bay into doing Dark of the Moon in 3D.
Spielberg.
Yeah. So again, that's the one that I like. It's not just a Star Trek book. I mean, if you guys are Star Trek fans, you can read that. There obviously is a lot of Star Trek stuff, or Star Trek 2 and 6, but it's just about life in Hollywood, really, like he says. being a director, coming up as a director or writer, all the stuff that actually goes on behind the scenes, not just, okay, you show up on set, yeah, you yell action, cut, and you call it a day. There's a lot of stuff that goes on between all that stuff, and even after.
And what was good about it, it's not just Star Wars stuff, it's also his life. Star Trek.
Spoken like a true Star Wars fan.
It's not just Star Trek. It has his personal, his personal stories as a producer and the stuff that he's did for, like, I know he did a lot of other films besides Star Trek.
The View from the Bridge by Nicholas Meyer. It's in stores now in paperback. You can get it everywhere else. Just go to Geek Speak Radio Show on the book club section. It's on there. Now, before we get out of here, one last treat for all of you. There's a movie, speaking of 80s movies, there's a movie out there in theaters right now that is not a sequel, a prequel to one of my favorite 80s horror movies.
Which one are you talking about?
It stars one of your favorites, Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Oh, let me think.
And Mr.
You're talking
Echo.
about The Thing, right?
Yeah.
And what do you got about The Thing? What do you know about it?
Not too much. Haven't seen it yet. But it's on my to-do list sometime this weekend for sure.
Yeah.
A lot of things to do this weekend, actually. But while I plan out my day, you guys take a listen to the director. This is like the author of Let the Right One In. I'm going to try his name. If I mangle it, oh well. Matjes van Heiningen. He's a director.
You did a good job.
I guess. He can probably email us and say, hey, that's not how you say my name. What's wrong with you guys over there? But this is an interview from our friends at Collider.com. Not Steve. This is done by... Who is this done by? Tommy Cook. He actually got to meet Matjes at Universal Studios Hollywood. It's a pretty cool thing. Little competition, but it's a pretty cool thing. They actually have a maze there. It's called The Thing Maze, and you go through it, and obviously it's based on The Thing movie, and it's coming out now because the movie's in theaters now. So they were doing a promotional appearance for the movie and for the maze, and Tommy Cook got to interview him there. Also got to talk to Mr. Echo and your favorite, Mary Elizabeth Winstead. There's some interviews on there, but we'll listen to the director because he has a few interesting things to say about this movie and where he got the idea for this movie. It does borrow a few things from the John Carpenter one, plus some other things. Here it is.
How is it to have a haunted house maze made out of your first feature film?
Yeah,
this is crazy.
That's awesome. It's very inspiring, actually.
Have you done the maze yet?
No, I haven't. But to tell the truth, this sort of stuff scares the shit out of me.
It does.
You went in?
No, I haven't yet.
Okay. I think it's I heard it's very good.
There's a lot of source material to draw from this film. There's the Carpenter film, the Hawks film, and the Campbell short story. Yeah. So I mean, but the film this prequel primarily draws from the Carpenter flick. What is it about the Carpenter film versus the other two that made you choose to focus on that?
Well, it's not completely true because I saw in Howard Hawks' version, because they find the creature there as well for the first time. So it was very natural to watch that movie carefully in a sense, like how do people react when they find basically the find of the century and how do you deal with it? And in the Howard Hawks version, you have this sort of crazy
science versus the military.
Yeah. And then here it's not the science versus the military, but like we should hold our horses like versus the guy like we have to drill into it. So I sort of borrowed a little bit from that story actually.
What did you borrow from Carpenter's flick in the short story?
Well, Carpenter gave me very good instruction of like how a group of people who sort of like each other or work together, and at some point they sort of all completely distrust each other, and how that sort of evolves. Here it was a little bit different because we also had like two groups of different cultures, like the Americans and the Norwegians, and we could play a little bit with the language barrier as well.
I want to ask because it seems like there's a difference between yours and the Carpenter's version. Right. It's the focus on cultural divides. That is the social stratification. That's sort of the tension for the film. As a foreign filmmaker adapting an American property, what was your feelings on that?
It was very easy in a way because it was very easy for me to see the Norwegian's perspective as being Dutch, very close to Norway, like how to sort of perceive the Americans. That comes sort of natural because I'm European, and switching back to sort of tell the story through Mary, to the character that Mary plays. So I had to it was easy to switch back and forth.
Do you find yourself siding with one side over the other, or?
No. I think, when you're in that sort of kind of danger, you root for everybody.
Moving forward, what sort of future projects attract you, or moving beyond?
I like genre movies. It would be nice to do something, completely on itself and not do something.
Do you have that? Do you have an original?
Yeah, there's a project. It's far too early to tell, but I'm also a fan of some sort of dark comedy. So something like American Werewolf in London was always a great movie to me. Like from horror to sort of completely funny, dark sort of humor. It would be good to do something like that.
That sounds great. Okay. Thank you so much, man.
So there you go, the director of The Thing in theaters right now, Universal Pictures. The Thing, not a sequel, a prequel. Don't know too much yet. Again, it's on my to-do list for this weekend, along with thousands of other things. But it is a prequel. It's in theaters right now. That was director Matjes Vine Heinigen, interviewed by Tommy Cook from Collider.com. Don't worry, Steve Frosty Weintraub is still there. He, because I know most of the times we play Steve's interviews.
Yeah, we do.
He's still there. He hasn't left Collider. How can he?
He's
Collider
so busy.
is Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he does have a very special interview. We might play it next week with Mila Jovovich. There's a little movie that they have coming out in 3D. The Three Musketeers.
Ah, nice.
He got to go to England, I think they're in London specifically, and he did an interview with her there. Now, I haven't heard it yet, but he told me that I would like the last part of it, because they talk Resident Evil.
Ooh. Remember we used to go see them at WonderCon 2 years ago?
So Steve is there. This one was, however, like I said, was done by Tommy Cook. So good job there, Tommy, from Collider.com. You guys can go on there. That's where we get all our news. So if you want to be in the know like us, Collider.com is where you go. And again, it was recorded. You heard it in the background. Recorded at the Thing Maze. It was just opened at Universal Studios Hollywood. Just in time for The Thing, which again is in theaters right now. Speaking of haunted things, Winchester Mystery House again. Fright Nights. That's going on this weekend. Right now, as you're listening on the weekend, it's going on right now. Next weekend, obviously Halloween weekend, it's happening. I would suggest go there, not just to watch the pre-show. That starts at 6:30 on weekends.
But go to experience the whole thing.
Also go early to get some tickets, because it is going to sell out, especially on Halloween weekend. But hey, you have the Geek Speak Radio Show for that. 2 things. 1, tweet. 2 things. Happy Halloween. I want to go to #WMH Fright Nights. We already picked one. Patrick from San Jose. He was our first winner. 2 VIP passes for you. You can use them Halloween weekend. Next week, could it be you? Not you. You can't win because you're here.
No, I know who you're talking about.
But could it be you? Maybe, if you follow us. If not, get going. Follow us. Geeks at Geek Speak Radio 1 or at Winchester House, and tweet one of those 2 things. I will pick one of you and announce it on next week's show. If you want to experience Fright Nights on Halloween weekend, 4 VIP passes are all yours. All you got to do is scare us. Scary, true haunted house story. Facebook.com/Our House is Scarier Than Yours. Or make it easy for you, GeekSpeakRadioShow.com on the main page. It's all on there. Post the story.
Yeah, you heard 2 today.
Those were by email, but those are the only 2 I'll accept by email. Now that I've said that, don't send me emails because you will be deleted.
Yeah.
So that. A couple of things I forgot to mention last week. You may have seen it on the main web page also. Right below the Fright Nights logo, we have some cool new affiliates for you. One of them is, Romo likes it, T-Fury. Do you like that one?
Fury.
Tell everybody what that's about.
It's a cool t-shirt website that you could buy limited edition t-shirts. I mean, I think it's only up for a certain amount of hours.
24 hours.
Yeah, and then you
limited to just that day.
Yeah. So it has a lot of cool geeky t-shirts.
Yeah, you can click on that. Every day it changes, and it'll be a counter up there how many hours you have to buy that. And after that, only you have bragging rights to the T-Fury t-shirt. So tfury.com. Also, just for Halloween, frightcatalog.com. Very good deals on there. Go on there and get your costume if you haven't had one yet. Get a costume to take to Fright Nights. There's a hint. If you want to enter and you win, get a costume on there. Or if you want to do a haunted house on your own for Halloween, yeah, good luck. Wouldn't be as scary as Winchester, but Fright Catalog can help you do that stuff. Miles Morales, we talked about him a few weeks ago.
Yeah, we did.
He won me over. I like him. I'm stuck on Miles Morales.
Really? Well, I've only read the first issue, but you've been reading all 3.
Yeah, I just got number 3 this week.
Yeah,
I like it. I won't say too much about it, except I like it. I'm a Miles Morales Ultimate Spider-Man fan. You guys want to get him? TFAW.com. Things from another world, really. TFAW.com. Go on there. You can get comic books, T-shirts, the what do you call those things? The maquettes, the statues, all that stuff is on there.
Anything you could get at WonderCon on that site.
They're not toys. They're action figures. You can get them on TFAW.com. Next week, I think David Lee mentioned it in his thing, but I've mentioned it many times before. It's a little video game coming out next week.
I guess it stars what? Batman?
Yes. So you can get that little video game starring Batman at our other cool affiliate, GameTimeZone.com. Go on there. If you haven't reserve it because that, like Fright Nights, will sell out. So go on there, GameTimeZone.com. You can get that little game starring Batman, which we will talk about next week, by the way.
Yes.
So that's all up on the main page. There's also an affiliates page where you can get all this stuff. Just go on there and you will find all of that. Thanks again to Audrey Yamamoto, executive director at the the Children's Creativity Museums. Yeah, still got to get used to that. So used to calling it Zeum. But once we see the logo and the sign engine, we see it. I have a feeling it's going to be around for quite a while. So we've been there when it was still Zeum. We've been there. It's a very cool place. They have a lot of special events coming. We're going to cover those, of course. So San Francisco, get ready for it. You have a brand new creativity museum, the Children's Creativity Museum. Children, but even children like Romo can go there and have fun.
That's right.
So that's it for this week. We didn't scare you too much, so we got to do a better job next week. We do have, by the way, a very special Halloween show being planned for all of you.
That's cool. That'll be really, really nice. Tune in for that.
And of course, on that show is when we will announce who gets 4 VIP passes to Winchester Mystery House Fright Nights on Halloween weekend. You want them? Go to Facebook.com/Our House is Scarier Than Yours and give us your story. So until next week, bye. He'll be back.
That's all for this week. The Geek Speak Radio Show will be back next week with a brand new episode. In the meantime, follow them on Twitter at Geek Speak Radio 1. That's Geek Speak Radio, the number 1. Become a fan on Facebook. And don't forget to subscribe on iTunes. If you like this episode, wait till next week and tell all your friends too. This is the Geek Speak Radio Show.